This program brought to you by Brewski's Bar and Grill, located in Utica, Minnesota. Your one-stop shop for delicious burgers, fries, pizzas, and more.
Is that red light on? So, I know what that means. All right. Take two. That's the way these things work with that.
Behind the scenes.
All right. Ready?
No,
Yep.
I don't want.
No, you don't want to do it?
I don't want to play anymore.
Welcome to Sports Back Talk with a mad bully and a stop ringer. All right. Anyway, a couple of guests with us here today. We got guys. Logan Johnson, who, if you've watched this show for the last 3+ years, you already know him. He's the familiar face. And the new guy here, Cody Lean. And I do want to talk about the NHL again because this is our take two. I do want to talk about it. Who's in that you still want to be in there?
Are we doing that right now?
Yeah, we're doing it right
Dallas.
now.
Dallas.
We're doing it right now.
Dallas, I don't like.
What?
Dallas, you don't want in there.
I like Colorado.
I've noticed.
They're good.
You and McKinnon
They're
are
fast.
Like, you guys are like this.
They're fast. And Landeskog and Zadorov are tough, mean players that kept Kachuk from doing his typical antics. And then I thought they were a much better team. They just weren't 8 against 1. They were a better team. Okay, so they definitely belong there. I don't want Dallas in. I don't like what that franchise stands for. Remember, they took our team away. Right? Am I right?
Those pod lickers.
Huh? A little participation from the audience?
Yeah. Norm Green, I got to shake his hand one time. Did I ever tell you that? I was at a North Stars game right after he bought it. Of course, he was out schmoozing in the hallways and the concourses because that's what he did.
Obviously, that's what you were doing too.
So we just walk into our seats, and there's Norm Green. Hand out. What are you going to do? You're going to not shake his hand? He just bought the team. Hopefully, he's going to save the franchise. Little did we know that
Little did we know Norm had his hand out for about 5 years prior to moving to Dallas.
Yeah. Scary anyway. How about the East?
East, I like the Caps again. I want them to repeat and more so. Well, come on, Logan. Really?
Really?
Here's why.
Why?
I don't want anybody else getting a Stanley Cup before the Minnesota Wild. So if we let another.
We're gonna be waiting a while. I hate to tell you this, but we're gonna be waiting a while.
27 years, folks.
Yeah, I like the Caps. I like Tom Wilson especially.
You like Tom Wilson, but you don't like the Dallas Stars, really? Really? Okay.
I just said.
A little tug.
Yeah, I just think that Fogle. I thought that was a cheap shot on Oshie, and then he said he was trying to lift his stick up, and then so now he did a real dangerous play, and then he lies about it. Okay, so he has a lot of credibility in Bully's books. So I have no time for the Canes. Who else is left over in the East?
I got Islanders.
And Columbus, your boys.
Yep, Columbus. Yeah.
Yeah, Columbus is a good story. I picked them, you know.
Did you?
Tampa Bay, didn't I, Ray?
I didn't think so.
And he also he also picked Pittsburgh. So
I did Pittsburgh.
Some goodness.
I did too.
That's what you get with this show. So.
Yeah, and it's a mess. We got number 8 seeds all over the place in this thing, and so it should be fun. But I see the Caps and Vegas in the finals, and the Caps winning it again. So repeat.
Wow. Vegas makes it back again.
Yeah. They got that's an all. I mean, they got everybody's players. Yeah. I mean, talk about Cody. Talk about giving people an advantage. Here's a bunch of players, and they end up being good. And the coach looks at it and said, "God, we got a Stanley Cup contending team in our first year." Okay, that's real fair. To me, I thought that was a big scam. Seattle's going to pay for it. They're going to get in here next year, and they're going to get nobody. So.
That's right. So
and Vegas doesn't even have to give up a player in that. Do you know that?
Wow. Really?
No, they don't have to put any of their players available. It is.
That is. Yeah, that's interesting.
It's Vegas. It's
big market.
They get good crowds, and most of the people aren't from there.
Yep.
It's the Sunday before the NFL draft. Happy Easter.
That's why we're here. Happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter.
And it's before the NFL draft, so that means we really need to talk about the NFL draft, and we got to get through our picks and let you know show you that we know a little bit and we know a lot less. And
briefly, we're here not to interrupt, but what we're going to do is we're going to let Cody and Logan make their picks. They'll interact. He'll take one, he'll take two, and me and you will interject.
Okay.
Or slam.
Or still.
depending on who they
Or
get.
still.
A lot of slamming
Or
from.
support.
There's gonna be a lot of
Or
slamming
support.
from this
You
side.
are
This
right.
goes back to the Jared Goff, Carson Wentz.
Yes, it
trial.
does.
Remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I do.
Well, yeah. You got the pretty boy, Jared Goff, and you got
And?
Carson Wentz.
And
Look how wrong we were.
Who's got a title?
Goff went number one.
Yep.
and
and
who's
looks
got-
to be the better
who's
quarterback.
got the
Yeah,
title
definitely.
and
Who's
yeah,
got the
yeah.
title? And yeah.
Who's playing?
Well, you can't really give Wentz a title.
Title.
Well, he's got a ring, man. But
Nick Foles.
Anyway. Well,
We got more people coming in. Come on in. Have a chair. One of our biggest crowds.
this is crazy. I don't know. We must have did some good politicking.
That's right. So
We need to be more bringing-
let's get on with the draft. We're going to go the first 10 picks, and I might interject a little bit here and there, but then we'll get to the big one, the Vikings, and then we'll get into about a 5-minute discussion there, and then we'll go home.
All right.
Arizona
Sound good, man?
Cardinals first up, and
You're on the clock.
Well, if they do not get rid of Josh Rosen, I cannot see them taking Kyler Murray.
so you think they're going to do it before the draft?
I think-
to get rid of Rosen. You don't think they'll keep Rosen and still draft Murray, and then get rid of one of them?
I don't.
Get rid of Rosen in
I don't.
September.
I don't think so. I don't think they can do that. Two young quarterbacks on the same roster. Cliff Kingsbury's first-year coach. If you come out and you take Kyler Murray right away, and what do you do with Josh Rosen? That can kind of be a deal breaker right there. What if Kyler Murray's not everything that he thinks he is? I don't think he's.
Well, we all know everybody's chasing the new Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Or the other guy out of Oklahoma from last year. What's his name?
Baker
Mayfield. So they're all chasing those two guys. Who's your pick? Obviously, you're not going to go Kyler. Or are you?
I'm gonna go Kyler. Yeah.
You say Rosen gets
Yeah,
traded.
I think he gets traded.
I think he does too.
Definitely do. But
So
if he
it's-
doesn't, it'll be Nick Bosa.
Okay.
Okay, so
Everybody agree?
let me interject this. Are they still taking offers to move into that first spot to take somebody to possibly take Kyler Murray themselves and say, look, we're sitting out here, we're going to take Kyler Murray. We love Kyler Murray. That's what they keep saying, and hoping that somebody will come and offer them the moon and the stars and everything else to get the #1 pick, and maybe they move back to 4 or 5, and maybe they don't. Maybe they decide they don't want the quarterback. Maybe Cliff has decided that, look, let's keep playing the game here. The management has decided, let's play the game. Let's get maybe 2, 3 pretty good picks, and let's hang on to it, and we'll stay with Rosen.
I don't think so though, because they left him out of that hype video before the season. So I think they're asking for a first-round pick for him, and I think
Well, put him in the hype video, then you're saying we're keeping him.
Yeah,
Oh, they're asking for a first for Rosen?
yeah, they have it. So I think the Giants will give them the 17 pick. I really do. I think the Giants will trade for him.
So they're going to give him the 6 and the Giants will give him the 6 and the 7.
No, just the 17. Just the 17. Yes, just
I think you might
17.
be right. That's good.
Yeah.
Good.
I think
good
just the
analysis.
17th, not the 6th. Absolutely not.
As far as
but-
Kyler Murray, I'm in with that. How about you, Ringer?
Yeah, I'm taking Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
I'm just playing the game here like I need to do. Because,
Okay, you need to do it well, my friend. San Francisco.
San Francisco. The Niners.
Logan.
So
Murray's off the
it
board.
seems like every year we talk about the Niners, they're going defense,
Yeah.
and for some reason they can't figure it out. So I'm thinking they're going to go Bosa #2, and just keep with the trend. I mean, he is the best player on the board. I think if the Cardinals weren't so unsure about Rosen, they would go Bosa. So I think Bosa's #2, 100%.
I agree with that. I think Bosa is the best defensive player in the draft. I really do. I think he's a freak of nature. He can do it all. I think that's the safest pick. And his brother, too, is a great NFL player.
Joey.
So you know teams are looking at that also.
Yeah.
Are they worried about the injury factor?
Well, here's what I'm looking at.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'm looking at, Nick Bosa, you didn't want to play in the bowl game because you didn't want to get
I don't want
hurt.
to play the last half of the season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have time for players like that. Again,
Neither do I.
he's off my board. If that happens, I go with probably the kid out of Kentucky instead.
Josh
But
Allen.
Bosa's going to go at 2.
Yeah.
Again, but that's just the bullies.
But they could always move back too, because they can get a DK Metcalf type of player too
Which
for
they could
Jimmy
use for
G.
Jimmy G,
Yeah, for
you know?
Jimmy G. Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, they got a team full of 2s. They don't have a true #1 receiver. They don't.
Who's this Jimmy G guy?
Oh, boy. Jimmy G.
My goodness gracious,
Oh,
huh?
I didn't realize.
Look
you
at
guys
the
were
little
first
guys
name
here.
basis.
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G.
So when
Are
I
you sold on Jimmy G is the answer?
I think Jimmy G is a good quarterback, yes. I think that he is the answer.
If he can stay healthy, yes.
So
If
if I
not,
sh-
he's just going to be one of those guys that's always going to hurt.
So if I show up at our fantasy football and we're in like the 7th round, I go Jimmy G, everybody's gonna know what I'm talking about.
I would hope so.
So let me ask this question. The New England Patriots gave up on him. Have you ever heard of the New England Patriots giving up on anybody that's ended up on another team and done terrific?
Well, when you got the greatest quarterback of all time, I mean, what are you going to do? You can't hold on to him forever, and you can't pay him. Exactly. He was going to be leaving no matter what, so you might as well get something.
Did they really give up on him? They just saw value. Let's get some value for him.
Yeah. Well, they got a first-round pick out of it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay, here we go, guys.
Bosa's number 2, by the way.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't get my 12 cents for it.
Yeah, and we can't really go after that.
So we got
tough.
8 for 8 so far.
Yeah.
So far.
All right, here we go. Number 3, the Jets.
I think they trade down.
Oh.
I do.
Okay.
I think the Jets trade down.
Who are they trading down with?
You know,
I like them.
I'm not 100% sure of that, but I believe they trade down because I think that they're going to get an interior offensive lineman, and I think pick 3 is a little too high for Jawan Taylor out of Florida or Jonah Williams out of Alabama. So I think they're going to trade down for somebody that wants the Allen kid from Kentucky, or somebody wants even
maybe a Jacksonville at 7.
Yeah.
Even Ed Oliver. If somebody wants him, scared that they're going to take him, that somebody could go
a little
up
early, but
to 3. You know, I don't think they're going to stay there.
Okay.
I really don't.
If they do stay there, who are they taking?
I think Jawan Taylor. Truthfully.
At 3.
At
okay.
3. I think
fair enough.
They got
They're
Sam
gonna stick to
Darnold.
it,
They
guys.
think Sam Darnold is their future. Now they have Le'Veon Bell. Why not get a stud offensive lineman, come in right away, day 1, be a day 1 starter? You got a young quarterback. You got Le'Veon Bell. Take some pressure off of Darnold. And I think their defense did okay last year, where you can find 2nd, 3rd round picks to come into that defense.
So who's their head coach?
God.
Greg Williams. Guess what
Yeah,
side of the
right.
ball Greg Williams?
He's
a D guy.
Yep, he's a D guy.
Guess what he's going to draft?
He's going to go. I think Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen.
Pace is their coach.
Guys that attack ankles and knees.
Well, I think they'll go Allen just because they had Barr. He left. He changed his mind. So they're going to get Barr's replacement for that. I really do. And, these next couple teams that we're going to talk about, too, they're all candidates to trade down. They all could if they really wanted to.
Yep.
But I think they'll stay there. I think they'll take Josh Allen. They were 26 in takeaways last year in the NFL. They need more takeaways. You got to get better on defense. And like Ringer said, Greg Williams, D guy, I think they go Josh Allen. I don't think they trade down.
There's lots of guys.
Guy out of Kentucky. He's like Nick Bosa, too. You got Nick Bosa and Josh Allen from the University of Kentucky, both edge rushers, defensive ends, and I have no complaints with either. There's another guy in there that might fit. Maybe you guys got him, that Quinnen Williams, who I think he's probably the best player, I think, in this draft.
Wow.
I think he's that good. But is a defensive tackle a game changer in today's NFL? Not so much.
But you have Aaron Donald.
You got Aaron Donald. That's the big.
He's a half breed, though. I mean, he kind of, he's not a big defensive tackle like the Sheldon Richardsons of the world. But I think that's good picks. Who do you got at 4, Logan?
I'm gonna have him going with that. Yep, the Raiders. They could trade down too. They could even trade up if they want Kyler Murray. Who knows? But I think they'll go with that Williams that Bolstead was just talking about. John Gruden always talks about they need more pass rush and all that. Even though they got rid of Khalil Mack, I don't know why. But I think they'll try and find Khalil Mack's semi-replacement with this Williams.
I think, talking about Khalil Mack's replacement, I don't think an interior defense lineman does it. I think you got to go exterior. You got to be an edge rusher. So in that, if Allen is there at 4, because I don't have him being taken at 3, I think they take him at 4.
Yeah. That makes sense.
They're going to need that presence.
Yeah.
Right, what are you saying?
I can't argue with that thought about taking the edge rusher. They could take a D tackle. I think you go back with Grunin with Warren Sapp. You got a guy like that back when he was at Tampa, and all the other stuff. I could see him definitely going middle or edge. One of those two. I also could see Gruden doing some crazy crap and saying, "Look, I got a number 4 pick. I can get a 8 and a 19 or something for it. Whatever, I'll trade down, and I'll get more picks because I want to do that." He'll do something. He could do something. I think this is where things start to spin.
Yep.
Well, then there's a a linebacker. If they're truly thinking about replacing Khalil Mack, this Devin White out of LSU. He's a good sideline to sideline, mean, tough. He'll get after it, and don't be surprised they take Devin White out of LSU linebacker.
I can see that.
Yep.
Number 5, we're going to
Bucks.
the Tampa Bay Bucks. I got a trade at this spot, but you guys go ahead. Who's up?
Okay.
So I think you're up. Cody.
You're up?
Yeah, I think you're up.
I think they go defensive line and take Quinnen Williams from Alabama at number 5. That's what I think.
Yeah, and I think they could trade down too. I think they will trade down just like you say. But if they are to stay there, I think they go that Montez Sweat or whatever the heck his name
But
is.
he has a
Interesting.
pre-existing heart condition, right?
Yes, he does.
So that
He
I
does.
think that's
Red
gonna
flag.
I think that's gonna push him out of the top 10.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's a valid point, but I mean, he's got it all. I mean,
he
really does. So I think they can take a chance on him, and they could maybe even go quarterback too if they're not sold on Jameis.
Yeah. And the problem I have with here's my scenario. The problem I have with
The
Tampa,
crowd? Ooh,
the Tampa,
said that.
the Tampa's needs don't fit what's available. They're
Yeah.
going to trade out of that. And a team that's going to move up is the Washington Redskins. And the reason they're trading up is they do want the quarterback out of Duke.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones. They're going to move up to number 5 to get ahead of the Giants, who the Giants probably are in need of a quarterback. Washington's going to jump ahead of them at 5, take Daniel Jones, quarterback out of Duke.
Wow.
And that is going to happen. You heard it here from Bully.
So even though Washington has Case Keenum now, and they have Alex Smith, you still believe that they're going to go take a QB first round?
I don't know if Alex Smith will ever play football again.
Yeah,
His,
I mean, that could have
his,
been a career.
his
on
knee
that.
injury
Yeah.
is,
So
is
then-
horrific.
Yeah.
But I think Keenum could be okay for a year or two. I like Case. I think he's a good quarterback.
His only thing of confidence has to just be like slaughtered.
Yep.
I mean, boy, he just brought in and obviously didn't fit the bill. But
Yep.
Yeah.
anyways, that's going to be an interesting spot. Watch that number 5 spot, people. A lot of action. Not just the Washington team could move up. There could be others that want that quarterback.
Yeah, I can see that too.
And in Tampa, it doesn't fit for them to stick in that spot. So
No, it doesn't. I think they'll trade, but
now, the trade of the draft pick of the first round, in my opinion, sitting at number 6.
Yep.
The G-Men, the New York Giants. Who's up?
I'm up. And I, for some odd reason, think they will not draft a quarterback. They should. Don't get me wrong. I think they should, but I don't think they're sold on Haskins. So I think they'll go Juwan Taylor instead. Get a better offensive lineman to help.
They need offensive.
Yes, they
talent.
need offensive. I mean, they need everything. Let's be honest. But I think they will go. They'll keep Eli around. Wait for a better quarterback class to come up,
Fair
maybe.
enough.
So they'll go Juwan Taylor, keep Eli, maybe mobile for a couple more years, and help out Saquon a little bit too.
Do you think that they could go DK Metcalf? Since they got rid of
They
OBJ?
want a wide receiver. They're probably going to hope he's there at 17, unless your scenario works out where they could trade, or somebody said they could trade.
I honestly think that
That's
they might
17.
they could try to trade this pick in possibly the 6 and 17 and move up. I mean, it all depends upon how they feel about who they really want.
Yeah.
I think what happens at 2, 3, and 4, say, could change their minds, and they're like, okay, we got to get somebody on the line. We need to get up to 4 or 5, and we want to make that. We want to make sure we get our guy. I don't know who.
I like the scenario with Rosen going to the Giants in that trade.
I think
there.
that's okay.
That
Yeah.
makes total sense.
Yeah, I think so
But
too.
that doesn't mean it's going to happen.
No.
Especially that
So
GM.
interesting pick at 6, and it's gonna the 5 through 7 spots are gonna blow up this draft. And,
Yeah.
we're gonna find out. It's gonna be fun. Now we got a boring pick.
Yes.
Jacksonville. Who cares? Okay.
Why is that, Michael?
I
Why is
really
this a
don't.
boring pick? Why is this? Why?
Because we're gonna get to the spot now. They're gonna take what? The best
Player available.
player of the boy. Yeah.
Yep.
Cushay will jump in.
Nobody else has been doing that.
No, they haven't. They're a little bit
Everybody
out of the
else has
box.
got needs.
Anyways, Logan, who's
It's Cody's up.
Cody's
Yep.
up.
Is he telling me that the Jags don't have any needs?
Oh, plenty.
They're drafting
Plenty.
number 7.
Yep.
So why are they just taking the best
To
player
me, the
available?
Jacksonville Jaguars are an NFL playoff team.
Definitely.
They laid an egg last year.
Definitely.
Okay, coaching, attitude, everything. Fournette, who's that cornerback they have?
Corner?
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey. They're both caused nothing but troubles. I see Fournette's in trouble again.
Yep.
So the whole thing with Jacksonville was attitude, and that is a team by talent is a top 8 team in the NFL. Now they get to pick at 7. Who they going?
Jonah Williams, if he's not off the board by now.
They're going to
They have to go. They have to go offensive line. I think
Okay.
they have to. Their offensive line was horrendous last year. And
Okay.
I think their defense, for the most part, right now, has enough to go to the playoffs. I just think they need to really protect Nick Foles.
Okay, you got Jonah Williams. Who do you like better, Jonah Williams or Juwan Taylor at that offensive tackle? Obviously, Jonah Williams.
I like Juwan Taylor. I think I think he's the best tackle.
Oh,
in
you
the
got him
draft.
at 3.
I have him at 3.
Yeah,
I think he's the best. He's fat. He's quick off the line of scrimmage. I was watching something. He only got beat like 4 times out of 300 snaps or 400 snaps.
Yeah, but he's playing against Boise State.
True, but I agree.
Good point. I like your pick. I like Jonah. That's a good, safe pick.
Yeah, it is.
Would he look good in purple?
Any good offensive lineman look good in purple.
We will get to that.
I don't know. I don't know about
We
purple.
will get to that.
I don't know about purple.
You don't know about purple?
I don't
you
know
think
about
he'd fit in with purple?
Unless the Vikings are planning on trading up, right?
Yeah, I got some different scenarios for somebody that's looking purple.
What do you think? What do you see
So,
happening
I
at 7? Just
see-
for kicks, even though you don't have this.
Yeah, but I have DK Metcalf going 7, help Nick Foles out. Because, I mean, they got Marquise Lee coming off serious injury.
Yeah.
I mean, and besides that, they just got a bunch of no-namers. They don't have a true number 1 wide receiver. And if Juwan Taylor's there, I think they go Juwan Taylor 100%. But I totally think they're going to go with DK Metcalf, try and get a good receiver for Foles.
I agree with you, Juwan Taylor, if he's there.
Yeah.
Unless some great offer comes along.
True, that is true. And they can always trade down, too.
And somebody in purple might want to be up in that spot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of people are falling in love with this DK Metcalf. I've heard his name
Yeah.
way too often
Yep.
in the first 7 picks. He's not even the best wide receiver. Now, if you remember what happened, who did the Vikings take from Ole Miss back in the 23rd pick of the draft?
Yep.
Ole Miss has 2 wide receivers listed in the top 10 of the
Yep.
draft.
Yeah,
Why?
they do.
What was their record? 5-6, 6-6. They weren't a great
Yeah,
team.
but the receivers can't help that out.
Well, I just
It's a
don't
team
see
sport.
it. I don't see.
a great player would make them better.
I see the other kid, Marquise Brown. I think he's going to go way ahead
Really?
of DK Metcalf.
See, I think DK.
That's my opinion. That's why we're going to watch
Yep,
the show and
yep.
see how right we are. But
See, I think about DK. He's got the speed. He's got the size. He has the tangibles. He jumped almost 11 feet for his broad jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the combine, he had a stellar combine. Yeah, I think he's a freak.
So you know
Yeah,
where
he
you're
is. I think
going.
he's
You're
a
going
freak.
with, he's going to be a good red zone, right?
But he's
Yeah,
got
good
he ran
red
a
zone target.
4. Was it 4.38? Roughly.
I like
Somewhere around
Tyreek Hill. His red zone starts about the 50-yard line. Okay.
Yeah.
And this Marquise Brown reminds me of him.
Yeah.
Again, you got to remember what the Chiefs has built there. Coaches and GMs are going to want these type players. So
Yep.
again, I agree with the skill set, but I thought that of Laquan Treadwell too.
I did too.
So
Yeah.
and he's been a bust, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
has the guy.
I still hear it every
Yeah.
single time. I still hear it
But
from
it's
my
a-
grandpa and my dad every day.
Ringer,
Good pick.
how about you?
You just said every time I hear from my grandpa and my dad.
Do you have any say on the Jacksonville boring pick?
He had Jawan Taylor.
Pick for us?
Who? He does.
Jawan.
Yeah, he does.
Quarterback.
Ooh.
Who's that?
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's going quarterback?
Foles is overrated.
And that is why you're in the bottom of our fantasy football league every year.
Whoa.
I do remember they got second place 2 years ago.
They did.
What? No, me.
Second.
Second place.
So you got it 2 years ago. I got it this year.
Has 6 titles.
Yeah. Six
Wow,
titles.
6 titles.
You're gonna have a good year once in a
6
while.
titles.
So
Number 8, the Lions.
The Lions. This is such an easy pick. If you guys miss this, I will be very disappointed. In
Well, then you better go first
Yeah,
because I got to hear this.
Yeah.
Well, they're going with the hometown boy,
Yeah.
the kid out of Michigan, not the linebacker Devin Bush, but
Rashawn Gary.
Rashawn Gary. And yeah, they're definitely going to go him. It's not just because he's a Michigan kid.
Yes, it
Okay.
He's a perfect fit for that team, and they need defense. And,
With Patricia, yeah, I could see that.
we shall see, but I'm going to go with the hometown kid, Rashawn Gary. What do you guys got going?
I got Greedy Williams out of LSU. I think they need some cornerback help. Totally defense, so I agree with you on that. They do need help on the defense. I've seen mock drafts going. Who's that tight end from Iowa?
TJ Hawkinson.
Hawkinson. I've seen that. I just can't buy that. I mean, they took
He's going to go
Ebron.
one pick later.
Yeah, I mean, they took Ebron how many years ago in the first round? It's been killing them ever since. So I think they'll go defense. They won't do anything goofy like that.
Good. I mean, Greedy. Do you just want them to take Greedy Williams, or do you just like saying Greedy Williams' name?
Both. Both. That's a sweet name.
It is.
That is a sweet name.
Okay, what do you got happening there?
I think they take Montez Sweat.
Okay.
I do.
No, he went to Montez Sweat earlier.
Yeah, I did.
Montez
Yep.
Sweat earlier.
You guys are really into the sweat.
Well, I think he's a top 3 talent, but that heart condition.
So you think he's right up there with Boza and
I do.
Josh Allen?
I do.
Okay. I'm not going to disagree with you.
So I think he
Ringer, what do
falls.
you got happening?
I agreed with you again. This is way.
Well, you're starting to get smart.
I think you looked at my sheet of paper. I think is what you did, and then wrote your notes because
Yep.
everything we just about agreed with through 9.
That's crazy.
It's getting a little. I've lost my mind. Or something.
Number 9, Buffalo Bills. And again, another team, these same teams, Burke, seriously, are always in the top 10 of the draft. You think they'd figure it out? Okay. Who are the Buffalo Bills going to make a mistake on this year?
I'm going to go with, I'm going to be like you. I'm going to say they're going to get Josh Allen a good target and that guy from Iowa.
Yeah, I think.
Really?
Yep, I do. I mean, but they could go anywhere. They could go Ed Oliver. I could see him taking Ed Oliver too.
Ed
He is
Oliver
still
and
on the
also
board.
number-
Yeah, he is still on the board.
How does
so I can see
Iowa
that.
get 2 of the top 3 tight ends in the top tight end projections?
I know.
I don't get that.
I don't either.
It's not like
I don't know.
Made them targets. They went to them a lot this past.
Well, that doesn't mean
They
they're
played
good.
Well,
Because the
obviously,
quarterback
they got-
can't throw the ball downfield, so he has to throw it off to the sides.
Well-
But T.J. Hawkinson's a real deal. He's going to
He
move
is.
in
He
right
is.
away. He's going to be borderline Kelsey type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He fits that comparison.
He's good.
That's what I've got.
And it's a good mix. They don't have a tight end in Buffalo. You made a good point. You got to help out your quarterback. What do you got? Who do you got? Same guy?
No, I don't have T.J. Hawkinson.
So who do you have at Buffalo?
I just think they need the offensive line help.
Okay.
So depending on where Juwan Taylor goes, I have him going 3.
Taylor should be there at 9. I'm
You
not
think so, huh?
disagreeing with your pick at 3, but he should be there at 9.
If he is, or even Jonah Williams, I think they go stud offensive tackle. Let's build around that. I think T.J. Hawkinson's going to fall a couple more picks.
Yeah, and it's very likely.
You know?
It's a tight end.
Yeah,
It's
he's
not
in
real
it.
glamorous.
Yeah.
What do you got going on?
I got it going with Hawkinson out of Iowa.
Well, we can't have the next pick right, I don't think.
All right, here we go. Number 10.
Denver. That's going to be a fun pick. You know why it's going to be fun?
Why?
Because I have a feeling they're going to take a quarterback, but I don't think the quarterback that they want is going to be there because I got them already getting picked. But what do you guys got going? Denver's going to be a fun pick. Elway
think so.
cannot, for being how great a quarterback it was, he
can't
cannot
find the right
find a
one.
quarterback.
No.
What do you got?
So I think you're up.
Yeah. Well, I think he stole your number 9.
I think I
Oh,
stole
did
number
you?
9.
Oh, did you?
You better,
better
go.
take
You better
10.
take mine back.
Okay, so
You
for
guys get
10.
along okay?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm on Bully's side. I think they're going to go quarterback. I think they're going to go with Hackinson just because I think he impressed Elway when he came in with the Elway jersey. Kind of kissed his butt a little bit. I think they're going to go Haskins, even though the guy from Mizzou has the tools. Yeah, he's got the better tools. Just the problem with the guy from Mizzou is he is not the best at dealing with pressure very well. He's got to. He's going to have a couple more years to work on that. I think they're going to go
Who has a
Haskins.
higher ceiling with those two quarterbacks? Haskins or
Locke is his
Locke.
name? I think Locke. Locke does.
Gone at 8. Jacksonville.
No.
Taking Haskins.
No.
Okay. 7 with the
7.
7.
But they'll continue with the trend of taking a quarterback when they shouldn't, taking the wrong quarterback. They just can't figure it out. Ever since Peyton Manning's been gone, they just can't figure it out.
I have to say, I'm not sold on Haskins.
I'm not either.
I don't think he's a top 10, top draft pick. I just don't.
where was he 2 years ago? Could anybody tell you?
Nope.
No.
I have no
Nobody can
idea.
tell you. All of a sudden, he's projected as a top 15 at worst.
Doesn't Ohio State always have QBs that just all of a sudden come out of nowhere? Like,
Art Schlichter? He's still betting on himself. You guys didn't know anything about the Art Schlichter story?
No.
He got caught involved with some serious betting in his life. And,
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Put in prison. Anyways, he was an Ohio State quarterback back probably in the late 80s.
84, I think.
But anyways, he met up with the wrong people.
yep.
That's why you stay in school.
Yep.
Solid advice.
Stay in school.
Like Providence, for example.
Exactly.
Exactly.
4 years.
A great school.
NFL
Providence.
draft predictions and some life advice.
Okay,
And,
so we're gonna talk that team in purple now.
Denver could
We
make a
didn't
trade
finish
here.
Denver.
I got him taking Eddie Oliver. Even stack. I got Haskins probably going down like you guys are saying.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. Again, we got to remember going into this draft, all these GMs are looking for that Patrick Mahomes and Baker
Yep.
Mayfield.
Yep.
And there's 4 quarterbacks that have a lot of their qualities.
Yep.
Okay, so why not? If they're not sold out of T.J. Hawkinson, grab one of them and hope the heck it works.
Yeah.
Because it can change your franchise around like it did in Kansas City.
I mean, they got Flacco, so I mean, he can.
I'm not happy with really any of those quarterbacks this year in the draft.
No.
Do you guys?
I think they wait a year. Because there's a lot of QBs coming up in the next year. You
Yeah.
know.
I think this year, this year reminds me a lot of. The year Ponder went
just
and
talking Denver.
the guy from Tennessee and Ponder and those guys. This is kind of what that quarterback draft.
Yeah,
this
Jake
year.
Locker.
Yeah, Locker and
Kaepernick.
Ponder and all those guys.
Drew Lock, Daniel Jones, and the last one out of West Virginia, Will Greer.
Greer,
Yeah,
yep.
Greer, yeah. So those are your 5 quarterbacks. Greer won't go in the first round, but the other 4 probably will. Interesting pick here. 2 picks I want to throw out at you because of our Green Bay responsibilities. Green Bay picks at 12. Where they go?
We have responsibilities.
Well, a little bit. Green Bay's at 12. Any input there? What position they're going to go? I think they're going to go probably look for an edge rusher.
Miss the pick and somebody jumps up in front.
Minnesota Vikings. Any comment on that?
I think they'll try to go maybe like Josh Jacobs, something more on offense because they addressed the defense a lot this offseason.
Yep.
So I think they'll go offense for once.
I think
First, Josh Jacobs being the running back.
Yeah, running back or a receiver.
That's
I think T.J. Hawkinson falls to them, and I'm going to be upset.
That would be good.
Yeah, that'd be a good pick if he's there.
No, I
absolutely.
mean, not a good pick for being a Vikings fan
No,
because
I
I think
agree
he's a
with
stellar. I think he does it all.
They are definitely
But,
thinking about that.
I think he falls
As are
there.
the Vikings at 18
Yeah.
if he drops
Yep.
to them.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So, and the last one I want to bring up is the Miami Dolphins just because they need a quarterback. Is Tannehill...
Dan Marino fan.
Is Tannehill, and I am a Marino fan, is Tannehill done in Miami? And if so, is one of those forward quarterbacks suitable to go to Miami?
Yes and no. As in Tannehill's done, should they go to Miami? No, because I'm just not sold on this quarterback class this
No,
year,
you said that a
personally.
little bit ago, yep.
Yeah, but I think they'll just do it out of desperation because they wanted,
Could be Drew Lock.
new regime, so they could go with Locke or...
You can draft a quarterback this year in the top 10, and you can draft another one next year. Apparently, that's
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Cleveland did that 5 times.
yeah, no kidding.
Arizona's gonna do it.
Arizona looks like they're going to do it. So hey,
I think Miami takes Haskins.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
that's
sold on
not a bad...
Haskins. I'm not sold on Haskins, but I think he fits in.
Okay, and they pick at 13, and
pick
that's
at
the only
13.
reason I brought up Miami.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
this is Dan Marino's number.
I do like
Yeah,
Dan.
Marino's number, yep.
They pick at 13.
So they have to take a quarterback.
We'll skip
He's still going to pass. He's still going
and,
Dan Marino's the quarterback of that team, but that's okay.
Tampa picks at 15 now because of the trade with Washington. Carolina's going to be interesting because they need an offensive tackle. They pick at 16. And the Giants, if they don't take one at 6, they're also in need of offensive tackle. So you see what's going
Yep.
on here?
Yep.
Two teams that pick at 16 and 17, right ahead of the Vikings, both want offensive tackles. Does that hurt the Vikings' chances?
Oh God, no! It's a good offensive line class. It really is. So I think there'll be enough there. They might, reach a little bit for a guy, but I think it'll still meet their needs on the line.
Speaking of which, dun 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 dun, we're getting to the Vikings pick right now, Ringer.
Here we go.
Can you segue into that?
Mike's going to make his Vikings pick, everybody. All right, lay it on us.
Well, should I go first?
Yes.
Go ahead.
You guys don't mind.
No, I think ours, of course, can be different here.
My analysis on the Vikings. They want 2 offensive tackles, and if neither of them are there, they're not going to reach for these Cole Fords
Yep.
and
Dalton Reisner.
Dalton Reiser is definitely not going to reach for him. There's a couple good guards. And Andre Dillard
Yep.
is another one. But Cole Ford, I think you guys might have that name come up. But I say that if Jonah Williams or Jawan Taylor are not there, they're going to go defense, and they're going to either go Silent Farrell, defensive end in Clemson, or I think who they really want is Devin Bush, the linebacker out of Michigan. So the Vikings, sorry people, they will not be taking an offensive tackle at 18, although it makes total sense, but they are going to reach because the 5 of them, this goes too deep, offensive tackle, worthy of first round picks. Vikings, don't be stupid, don't fall for, don't draft for position, draft for the athlete Devin Bush, Michigan.
Okay.
What do you got? Top that big boy.
Cody's up.
Okay.
Cody's up.
All right. I have 3 different scenarios.
I like that. I like your Josh Rosen scenario earlier.
Thank you.
At 18, I hop on Zimmer's bandwagon, and I think they go Greedy Williams, defensive back. because of the fact I think Rhodes or Waynes.
Because we've never taken a defensive back in the first round.
Exactly. But I think Roger Waynes will be gone draft night. They're going to hope to get a first or second round. They're going to let Greedy Williams come in, and then we're going to go back in, I'd say 29th, 30th, around there, and that's where we're going to get our offensive tackle or offensive guard.
And there's a couple good guards.
There's a
Boston College kid.
Yep, they'll fall down there. So that's why I think we take Greedy Williams, cornerback. Or if Ed Oliver is there, I'd love to have Ed Oliver.
Vikings are looking at Ed Oliver.
They are.
I do know that.
That's a long ways for him to drop.
How do I know that? I can't tell you.
It's a long ways for him to drop. So
It is.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm almost 100% certain we do not go offensive tackle or offensive guard 18th pick. I think we go Ed Oliver, Greedy Williams, or even TJ Hawkinson if he's there.
I like it.
Because then the thing with Rudy, I like Kyle Rudolph, but if you have TJ Hawkinson, it's not as much money. We can get rid of Rudolph, drop $8 million, I think is what he's cap hits around.
Something like that.
I think Rudy, the real life Rudy,
Notre Dame Rudy
has more game than Kyle Rudolph ever will have.
Wow.
God, Kyle Rudolph, I never seen a guy get tackled so easily for playing a tight end position. I mean, okay, go ahead.
But I got him going Cody Ford. I do. I do because
He's a good player.
He is a very good player, and despite there being better defensive players probably on the board at that time that they could probably should take. I mean, the bigger need is definitely on the offensive line. I mean, you just broke the bank for Kirk Cousins. You got to protect the man. Cody Ford, not the best run blocker, but got a great motor. People rave about his motor, and he works hard. Has issues getting up to the second level a little bit from what I've seen, but
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Half
but,
the game is playing it.
yeah, but
We like his motor.
yeah, he's got a good motor. He's got a good motor.
The thing is with Cody Ford, what I like about him is the versatility.
Yeah.
They already project him as probably an offensive guard in the NFL.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. And the Vikings need that as well.
do.
They're hoping Riley Reeve comes back and can play that left tackle position. Remmers is gone, right?
Yep.
He's gone.
So is Easton.
We got plus we got that other big tackle we had last year on the right side. We should be all right. And Ford, I wouldn't dislike the pick.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I like him better than the Dillard kid.
I do too.
And a few others, just because he can play both tackle and guard, which is to me important. Who do you got there, Mr. Ringhoff or Mr. Offensive Lineman at Masabi Range?
If the Vikings don't get, by the time we speak again on this show, if they don't have one superb class lineman, offensive lineman, and one that they take in the third or fourth round, I will come on here and we will have a burning fight. We will take the camera outside, and I will burn all my Vikings paraphernalia. Wow. We will that will be the end of it.
Paul, what's your fire code here?
If Paul wants to do it in the building, we'll do it in the building.
On the Rainier dock.
They're going to get a new dock, so we'll make sure that it happens.
So there we go.
No people, no arson.
So that's great.
But
who's their pick?
Kind of hoping they don't now. I want to see this.
Oh, yeah, who's
That's
their
good
pick?
content.
Who's their
They don't
pick?
pick at 18. They trade either up or down out of it. And they either trade up to get one of them good offensive linemen, or they trade down to talk about what you said and get somebody at 29.
That's not stupid.
But but they do not draft at 18. They
You got Greedy,
no doubt about
you
it.
got Cody,
Yep.
and I got Devin Bush. So we'll find out next Thursday who the Vikings got. So that takes us through that. My first running back taken is going to be a kid,
in the third
Josh
round?
Jacobs. I got him going in the early second to
Early
probably
second.
the Raiders, because they
Okay.
do need
Yeah,
a
they do.
running back. Josh Jacobs out of Alabama. My first wide receiver is going to the Giants, Marquise Brown, or the Titans at number 19, who
Okay.
need a wide receiver.
Okay.
The Vikings second round pick, that's where you get into the Yadni Kajusti, Caleb McGarry out of Washington.
Wait, whoa. Who? Say that again. You've been practicing.
Okay, I'm going to be, first time I'm going to be upfront about this on the show. I have no idea who this guy is.
Did you say his name right?
Yadni Kajusti. He's projected as an early second round pick. I'm trying to pretend I know him. I'm saying he's going to last, so he's going to be there. And don't be surprised, Vikings in the second round, if they get their tackle that you guys want, one of those Williams or one of those guys move down. I got him taking Irv Smith, tight end out of
Alabama. Ooh.
into the second round. I don't see him getting
I like
through.
that.
That's a good pick.
So that's kind of my extra.
Do you have New England taking a QB at
I do
32?
not. I only have the 4 quarterbacks going. They're all going to be taken by pick number 22. Cincinnati could take a
takes a
quarterback.
quarterback in the 6th round and becomes the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Who's this?
The New England Patriots, they're going to draft a quarterback in the 6th round, and in 3 years he'll be like, how did everybody miss him? I don't.
This is a later show. It's the system.
I think, I could see them going with the kid out of NDSU, the quarterback for NDSU.
Oh, Easton Stick.
Yep. I could see them.
yeah.
I could see that. I could see that.
Who's that? The Vikings?
No, the Patriots.
Patriots? Not in the first round.
No. Not in the first round. Just a late.
Fourth, fifth.
What's his name?
Yeah,
Carson,
something like that,
Carson
yeah.
Stick?
No,
Carson
Easton Stick.
Easton Stick.
Yep.
Easton Stick.
Yep.
Carson sounds cool, though.
Yeah.
Are we taking questions?
Well, anything else more on the draft?
Oh, there's going to be something coming up on the draft.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But Thursday, hey, let's remind people, Thursday night, ESPN will have it, NFL Network.
ABC.
Eventually, Ringer and I want to do our own live show. If somehow KCC can put it together,
That'd be
we'll have
fun.
a live
be
show
awesome.
on the NFL draft.
That'd be cool.
Oh, help us.
Questions?
Who's Tannehill with?
Tannehill is still with Miami.
Yeah, well, who's he going to be with?
Tennessee. He's with Tennessee.
He is?
He's on Tennessee. Yes.
He's already gone?
He's with the Titans. He's gone.
Did he just
They
leave?
got Fitz. They got Fitz Magic.
Oh, they traded?
No. Yeah, well, they traded for like what?
How did he end up in
pick?
Tennessee?
Who?
How did
Tannehill.
Get
Tannehill?
on your
I got
phone.
6th round pick.
Oh, wait, they traded him.
Yeah.
Okay, I missed that. Thank you.
Fitz Magic.
This is Chris Johnson, city drug guy, pharmacist. It's better be right because he's making the panel look pretty bad.
No kidding.
They got Fitz Magic as a starter for Miami.
Well, then they're definitely taking a quarterback. Why are you guys saying they're not going to take a quarterback? They got Fitzmagic isn't bad. But jeez,
No.
that team needs to lose.
He's had too much. Haven't you seen PTI? He's had too much birthday cake in the offseason.
Oh, has he?
He plays for the Tennessee Titans. It does say
I had
Yeah,
too much birthday cake
I
in the
completely
offseason.
forgot about that. I completely forgot about
Well,
that.
it wasn't a question. It was called, we're going to make a fool out of you guys. Okay, what else? Any other questions out there?
Or fix it.
Emily, you got a
It's like
question?
PTI.
Emily, you got a question?
Emily's got a question.
What about the Vikings kicking situation?
What about the Vikings?
Punting or place kickers? Both. Well, I'm going to let Logan handle that one.
I'm still not sold on Dan Bailey. Can I be honest? I'm just not a big Dan Bailey
They did
guy.
re-sign him.
They did re-sign him. Yeah, I just, I wasn't a big fan of him last year. He kind of got it together towards the end of the year there, but
He's the best
man.
we can do.
Yeah, he is the best.
He's the best we'll find.
But I mean, let's be honest.
I've accepted that.
Yeah.
Dan Bailey's the best we'll find.
I know. And that punter,
Okay.
God, that punter is terrible. I don't know why the heck they still have that Locke as the punter.
No, we don't have Locke.
What? Or who's the punter now?
We haven't had Locke for
or
year, 2
yeah.
years.
Yeah,
It
who's
was
the punter? now?
Wiley.
Wiley. I'm not a
thought
big.
he was all right.
No, I
You're
wasn't
not a
big
huge
Wiley
fan of either.
No,
Bailey is the best. Here's
No.
why I think Emily
They need
asked.
a new regime for a kicking coach.
Okay, here's why Emily asked that.
Bring in Blair Walsh.
She wants like a secondary question, like, are the Vikings going to draft another kicker in this year's NFL draft?
Not a chance.
No way.
They've learned their lesson.
No.
No way.
It's a good
You
point,
can't be
Mike.
tricking the
Yep.
panel there, Emily. You ain't going to have it. Not twice in one night.
And
What else? NFL draft.
Worst first round pick.
worst first round pick ever.
Tony Mandrich. I said this a couple of He was actually at a show today.
I did see that it was on this morning. Wow. Joni Mandich was absolutely working.
Russell.
That was bad.
Russell was bad.
That was bad. That was the number one, and it was a quarterback. But you can go to all Tim Couch. I mean, you can
Yeah.
mention like 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
If you go back to it, and now Patrick Mahomes, we all get it. He's looks like he's changed the game, right?
Yeah.
Now go back to Cam Newton and RG3 back about 6 years ago. Everybody thought RG3 Griffin was going to change everything.
Yeah.
Next year, now today he's hardly even on the football team. So be careful with those style quarterbacks. But Mahomes is a pure passer, though.
Pure
Griffin never.
His arm is so strong.
Griffin had intangibles, but anyways, just a little tip.
Worst Vikings first round pick, Troy Williamson.
Demetrius Underwood.
I was going to say that Demetrius Underwood.
Underwood's good too.
Who else did they pick in that same draft?
Wow. Demetrius Underwood. and purposely forgot about
Was
it.
it Troy Williamson and Demetrius,
Oh,
or
yeah, Trey Williams.
Burke? You want to Google that?
Yeah.
Demetrius
No,
Underwood.
he doesn't.
He said absolutely
I
not.
won't even type that into my phone. I can't do it. Demetrius Underwood, yeah, that's.
That
Yeah,
was a
because
bad one.
we
That
kind
was
of
a really
bombed on
bad
our
one.
first pick. I think it was actually, and I watched the show tonight. The Vikings were on the board, and Warren Sapp was there with all his allegations, and they picked a Derek Alexander. who, they should have picked another Derek. His name was Derek Brooks, who Tampa Bay ended up taking in the second round. And you know this, Tampa Bay, Tony Dungy was with the Vikings when they messed that whole draft up.
Yep.
The next year, guess what? He was with Sapp and Derek Brooks in Tampa as head coach of the Tampa Bay Bucks. So irony, it works its way out. Its way out.
It's just
Yes.
Minnesota sports right there.
Minnesota
right to a T.
sports.
Right to a T.
That's how we live.
Burke, you got a question for
Tony,
us?
Burke. Come on, Burke.
Burke, you got one for us.
Tony Johnson?
How about Kyle? Kyle's from Chicago. Who does the Bears take?
Ooh.
Yeah, Kyle.
Ooh, that's a good.
Did Kyle jump on this wagon called the
Concept
Chicago
of the
Bears?
zero, you mean?
No.
You know,
Okay, I got a question for Kyle. Deep dish pizza in Chicago, which one's the best?
Deep dishes for tourists. What you really want is the real Chicago style is called tavern style. It's a real flat crust,
Okay.
like a saltine cracker. They cut it in squares. Places like Q's Pizza, up from Al Capone's grave. It's a good spot.
Oh,
But if you are going to do deep dish, go to Pequot's.
Pequot.
how about Lou Malnati's?
That's why we brought it.
Lou Malnati's. You're saying Lou Malnati's, Giordano's, Pizza Uno. These are all cliche.
Heard of them, right?
Yeah.
I had Malnati's, it's pretty good.
What's the name of that again?
Pequot?
Pequot's.
Pequot. And I know a lot of people go to Chicago during the summertime. Check out Pequot Pizza in Chicago.
Free advertising.
Free
I
advertising.
should call them.
Yeah, you should.
Anything else?
What's going on with the Wild?
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Boy, that's good.
Can't talk about that.
You want to get him started?
Well, they're a long ways away, people. He's made some moves, opened up some salary. Don't watch him for him to get real deep into free agency. This is a total rebuild now, and I can't believe he signed Eric Stahl to a 2-year deal. It made no sense. We got Koivu on the books again for this year. We need to start ridding those guys. They can't be top 6 players on our forward lines. They can't be. Now, they do have some good players. They get Spurgeon. They have a good core of 4D, Brodeen, Spurgeon, Ryan Suter, and Dumba.
Oh, so
When
you're a
Dumba
Suter
comes
guy, huh?
I do. Yeah, I like Suter.
You do?
Burke
Okay.
hates him. Burke hates him. But I just think the Wild need to just lose and somehow figure out a way to get a top 3 pick, and they just can't ever get bad enough.
Or just be a big enough market like Chicago. You can just kind of work your way right up in there somehow,
Yeah.
some way.
Yeah. Oh, look at, Colorado's going to be almost, that team's loaded, but
Yeah.
just because they're good this year, it's been proven. I thought Winnipeg and Nashville 2 years ago were both on a run to get Stanley Cup, and now they both look like they're on the other end now. Now they might be done. So,
Yeah.
great question, and thanks for bringing it up. Are we done?
I'm done.
I got one for you.
Oh boy.
Is Donato the real deal? Yes or no?
Yeah.
You think you're sold on him?
Yeah, I always look at their eyes. If they look like they want to play and when they're out there, their eyes get bigger, and then I want them guys. Coyle had puppy dog eyes.
Well, I know you and I never liked Coyle though.
Yeah.
I was just glad to see him go. They couldn't trade him away for nothing.
Just droopy eyes. It's half asleep. So, I like the guys
Gotcha.
that are like this when they're playing. All right. So, anything else?
Oh, bowling. One more.
Damn, twins. How are they going to be this?
There, ringer.
There.
Twins break our hearts again right at the end.
Hey, 3 in a row, baby.
I'm saying, against the worst team.
When?
Not soon enough. Anyway, no, I think the Twins starting pitching will be good. The hitting will be better than good. I think.
So what else do we need?
Well,
Bullpen.
you need-
It's a winning formula.
You said last week on this show that their bullpen needs to find a way home, and unfortunately he's right. They will let us down when the dog days of summer, when it gets to be warm. They'll find a way to lose a lot of
dog days of
98
summer.
games.
Taylor Rogers.
Who? Yeah, I'm not sold on Mr. Rogers or whatever his name is. Yeah, we'll see if the Twins can pick somebody up, if they can find somebody to, and if they're in the hunt, they're going to have to do that. They're going to have to pick somebody up along the way. They're playing very well right now, and I don't know if it's these guys hearing it out of somebody else's face, and that's why Guadelli's got this team playing better than maybe Molitor did. If that's it, where does Miguel Sano fit into this thing when he comes back in 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Where does he fit in? Does he get a third base spot? Does he get a first base spot? Does he get a transfer to a different team? And that's what the Twins, is that where they picked up maybe a reliever or two or whatever? I'm a Miguel Sano fan. I think he's going to be a star someday. As soon as he gets,
Once they start throwing beach balls at him.
once he gets it figured out,
It's the only thing he's gonna be hitting.
himself injured. It's interesting.
Star just with someone else.
Huh?
He'll be a star with someone else.
David Ortiz, thank you very much. And they'll go to Boston and they'll find some way to juice him up, and you won't be able to do the testing on him enough times. They'll go figure it out. And,
Well, that was the thing. Ortiz wasn't on the
like I
juice.
said, they'll juice him up, and he'll be a star, and we'll be sitting here crying in our proverbial beers and for the next 15 years that how did we ever let Miguel Sano go? But I don't know. I hope they figure it out here, find a way to get him to play ball. They need his bat in the lineup. You got a guy that can hit a ball like that. I saw him when he played an A-ball in Beloit, Wisconsin, and he hit a ball that was it was unbelievable. And he can do that. Hopefully he's figured out that you can't just go do whatever you want all the time. And when he figures that out, he's going to be a star.
Yeah, I guess he answered that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sorry, you got me started on Sano.
I got a question.
Oh,
When is the ice going out on rain?
Oh.
boy, see, this is about the third time Boley and I will get to answer this, so our guesses are getting better and better and better. I think you had May 5th last week when we talked about this. Does that sound right? And I had this, or did you have the 7th and I had the 5th?
I can't remember.
It's what age does to you, folks. But I'm still sticking with that. I'm still sticking between 5, 6, 7 and 8.
I'd say the Thursday before fishing opener, which would be around the 9th or 8th.
9th, you're right.
Okay.
Guys, come on. You got to make a pick now.
May
Everybody
1st.
else?
May
May
1st.
1st.
That's my birthday, so I'm gonna go with my birthday.
I'll do a Price is Right type of move. I'll do May 7th, day right before you.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, Ray, it's been another great show, and thanks again
Thanks
for
for
Logan.
having
and
Yeah,
me.
thanks for having us.
Cody, Helene,
Yep.
thank you. You guys were
you.
both awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
having us.
I
And
think that sounds like an invitation back for 2020.
2020.
yeah, we definitely will put you both in, and Sundays can work. Are you graduating anytime? You've been in school like 12 years.
No, I've been in school for 3. I graduate in December.
You're going to be a doctor then.
No, sadly not.
You're graduating in December with
December.
a degree in.
Criminal justice and sociology. So double major.
So we won't even be able to talk to you anymore, right?
Of course you will. I'm always going to be coming back to be on the show.
Well, good for you. Good luck to you on that.
Thank you.
What are you doing?
I graduated last December with a degree from BSU in criminal justice and
Okay.
a minor in psychology.
Okay.
Let's put the criminal justice people on the shows.
A lot easier.
Why are they with
Yeah,
us?
a lot easier.
Why are they with us?
But yeah.
I think we're
Interesting
done.
field.
Thanks, everybody.
Don't take us
Thank
too
you.
serious.
Thank you.
This program brought to you by Brewski's Bar and Grill, located in Utica, Minnesota. Your one-stop shop for delicious burgers, fries, pizzas, and more.